Hello guys, welcome back. Let's talk about the Glock 40, a handgun that has kept 10mm caliber alive. Yes, it chambers in 10mm and not in 40 S&W. I know it can be confusing, but the 40 in G40 has nothing to do with 40 S&W. Anyways, let's talk about the 10mm. It got quite popular when the FBI adopted it as a standard round in the aftermath of the infamous bank robbery in Miami. However, the FBI decommissioned its use and adopted 40 S&W instead, which is where things went downhill for 10mm. The 10mm became popular again as people found it effective for shooting competitions, home defense, and hunting. While there are various decent guns that chamber 10mm, Glock stands out because of the reputation it has built over the years. It is known for reliability, performance, and ease of use, among other things, and all of them have been implemented in the Glock 40. You see, the 10mm is a powerful round, so much so that it was too much even for some trained professionals at the FBI, which ultimately led to its discontinuation. Thus, a handgun that has to chamber must be well designed to consume it. Fortunately, the G40 is one of those handguns that does not let you down and allows you to take advantage of the 10mm power. It is not the first 10mm that I have tried. The Colt Delta Elite was the first gun that introduced me to the 10mm. However, I have been more impressed with the G40. It has been a couple of years since I purchased it, and I have probably shot a couple of thousand rounds with it. So, let me tell you how my experience with the G40 has been so far, and whether I think you should get it. Let's get to it. Design and ergonomics. Everything about the G40 feels grand. I mean, it is one of the largest Glocks on the market. While it is a smidge shorter than the Glock 17L, which is the largest Glock, the G40 has slightly more width and weight to it. It comes with a 6-inch barrel and a slide that corresponds to it, which makes it appealing for competitive shooters. While it is a touch lighter than Delete Elite, there is enough weight to absorb the recoil from 10mm. No prizes for guessing that it has a full-size grip, which feels nice, especially when you are tired of cramping your hands with compact and subcompact handguns these days. The aggression on the grip is just enough to provide you with a secure grip. Furthermore, being a 4th-gen model, it offers finger grooves, which at least I'm a fan of, as I have mentioned in several of my other videos. It just feels that it adds more control and provides a more solid grip. Some of you may not appreciate them, but it does not break the deal. Furthermore, the front serrations that are now available in 5th-gen models are not featured on G40, so you have to rack the slide with the back serrations only. There is little to say about control, as it is standard 4th-gen. You get the ambidextrous slide release and magazine release, which take care of left-handed shooters. Overall, the handgun feels solid in my hands and will do so if you have average or even large-sized hands. However, those with the smallest hands may not get as secure a grip because of the full size, and that extra large slide and barrel do not help either. I have not discussed concealed carry because it does not make sense. You cannot conceal a handgun as large as this for obvious reasons. Capacity and sights. The Glock 40 comes with a standard 15-round magazine capacity. It is also available in 10-round configurations for states where magazine restrictions exist. There are no complaints because 15 rounds are good enough for home defense. Plus, for me, it is quite an upgrade considering my old 10mm pal, the Delta Elite, could only chamber 8 rounds. As for the sights, a lot has been said about them. If you are a frequent visitor of this channel, you would know I'm not a fan of them. Some of you think otherwise, which is alright because it all comes down to personal preferences. These sights are not ineffective, but Glock can do a better job, especially with the price tag their handguns come with. However, again, it is not something that breaks the deal. You can always get them replaced with quality sights. It is important to mention that G40 comes in MOS configuration, which allows fitting a reflex sight, something that most of you appreciate. Plus, it has a long sight radius which, along with MOS configuration, opens endless possibilities for how you want to customize your handguns. Aftermarket. Glock handguns typically have diverse aftermarket support, but it is not true for G40. The long slide and unique chambering restrict the market for this particular model. Some parts like connector springs and trigger assembly can be sourced easily because they are the same that are used in .45 ACP caliber Glocks. However, when it comes to getting threaded barrels and other components like this, you will find it hard to source them. That said, given that 10mm has been reviving the competition market, the scene around the aftermarket of 10mm might change. Shooting performance. Now, let's get the part you've all been waiting for. And let me tell you, it is one of the most incredible shooting experiences that I've had with a 10mm handgun. You see, the moment you pull the trigger and watch that 10mm auto round spiral through the air, you instantly realize how solid this gun is. As you may expect, the 10mm creates plenty of smoke and noise. Kudos to the G40 for handling that recoil like a pro. I generally shoot Cellier and Balot 180 grain FMJ rounds, and the terminal velocity I get with them is simply incredible. It can also chew other rather substandard rounds, but if you are going with 10mm, you better invest in quality ammo. What impressed me most was how the handgun minimized the recoil. It was far better than my Delta Elite, and if I may take a bit of liberty, I will admit that some 9mm handguns in the market have recoil more than G40. Furthermore, the tactile texture of the grip makes things even easier. The gentle flare at the bottom also offers a tactical reload, which is an added bonus. The long sight radius and the 10mm rounds bullet drop makes this gun ideal for working long distances. I still remember the first time I fired the gun from 50 yards. I was more worried about the recoil, which made me flinch my hands. However, after firing a couple of magazines, I began to fire it with regular 9mm handguns and had no problem acquiring the target. The muzzle rise was minimal, and those sights did a decent job of keeping the target in place. All in all, I can safely say that it is one of the smoothest experiences I have had with shooting a 10mm. Should you buy it? You are in a better place to answer whether or not you should buy it. You see, all guns have a unique role that they are designed for. You have to ensure that you know what your preferences are before buying a handgun. This is an ideal option if you're looking for something powerful for home defense. The firepower alone is enough to satisfy its role, but the fact it remains very controllable despite packing such a powerful punch is an added bonus. Furthermore, with the name Glock behind it, you know you can always depend on it. The only problem that people will experience is concealability. So if you are looking for a compact handgun, there are better options for it. It may also not be a great choice for people with smaller hands. And lastly, you have to mind the fact that if it ever breaks down, you may find it hard to source the necessary supplies. For those who are looking for a 10mm in 1911 platform, you should know those options can be expensive. But again, if you are a fan of 1911 platforms, you will likely not have clicked on this video. The only gun that can give real competition to G45 is Spring Armory XD, which, because of its little shorter barrel length and slightly more height, offers a better grip. The rest of the spec sheet is almost identical to G45. That is all for this video. I hope it has been an informative and fun ride. Leave your thoughts down in the comments section and stay connected with the channel. As always, I will see you at the next one.